What's going on, beautiful Facebook world? It's the being known as Shanice Star. All right, y'all. Really quickly. First, let me see who might be available. This really is really quickly. This really is like a PSA, a public service announcement. Public service announcement. So, I really am not going to be here too long. Well, let me just make sure that some people see this for those who may want to participate. I trust that everyone has been experiencing a super duper dope amazing day. And that we are full of some awesome, dope, amazing vibes. And that we are being present to life and all that other dopeness. These are indeed exciting times. I'll be with y'all shortly. Isn't life amazing? Isn't life breathtaking? Play on words. Be right with y'all. I'll be right with y'all. All right, beautiful people. So, really quickly. So, as many of you know, those of you who have been chopping it up with us on this side of town, this is a regular conversation that we have on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, because the conversation matters. The constant conversations matter. This is definitely a part of life. Death is a part of life. Death is a part of life. Death is a part of life, right? Mourning is a part of the process, possibly crying, being sad is a part of the process. Yet chaos doesn't have to be part of the transitioning process, right? Stress doesn't have to be part of the transitioning process. And we continue to have this conversation consistently over and over again because it's not happening enough, which is why so many of us get shocked and like, did this really just happen? Like, too soon. What happened? That right there proves that we're really not connecting the dots, that death is a part of this life equation, right? And as I mentioned in a lot of our conversations, again, I say, as I just mentioned, chaos, stress, doesn't have to be part of the process. And I realize that this conversation is a little bit uncomfortable. We're not used to having it. And that's why we're having it, right? Where we're changing the narrative and changing the numbers when it comes to us having our affairs in order, especially us with having our affairs in order, beautiful people. So Monday, we are making the space available, right? We're making the space available. Many of you know we've been doing will parties literally since 2006. Yet we are making the space available this up and coming Monday for anyone who basically wants to start having the conversation, but more importantly, anyone who's like, look, I need to make sure this stuff is in order before 2018 rolls out. And again, that's a play on words because we assuming we going to make it to the end of 2018, right? So again, Monday, we are making the space available in Harlem, literally from 12 to 8 for anyone who's like, look, I'm coming through, Shanice, to put my will in place. I'm coming through, Shanice, to put my living will in place. Or I'm coming through because I just want to have the conversation. I'm coming through because I don't even know what I would want should I end up in that situation. So again, I don't care if it's just one person, right? I don't care if this live just inspires one person to basically come through. And what's so amazing to me, right, is like if I was doing this live about me, being depressed or having my heart broken or doing this live complaining about some Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef, it'd be so amazing how many people would be on here. Like how many people would be on here, would be tuning in. That's what I should have did. I should have titled this the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj beef. That's possibly what I should have titled this. Just for people to tune in. Just for people to tune in. Yet it's amazing how we don't want to tune into living responsibly. Yo, it's so amazing how we don't want to tune in to living responsibly regarding something that's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. I tell people it's never about the thing. It's what we can find out about ourselves as a result of the thing. Like how we respond to things, how we think about conversations, whether or not we accept invitations. Oh, it tells us so much about who we are, how we think, our values, our priorities. We just got to have the eye to see. We just really got to have the eye to see where it's like, that's not important to you. It said how we do one thing is how we do everything, right? So again, I'm smiling and being happy in this because for those of you who have ever come to our will parties, it's a happy situation because it's more about life and not about death. So yes, we are happy. Yes, we are excited that we're living responsibly. Yes, we are high-fiving people who are basically increasing and making sure their portfolios are in order. That deserves a high freaking five. Absolutely. So again, we're changing the narrative, as you can see. Eventually change the numbers. We're changing the narrative, right? It's not about it being so sad and oh my God. No, because when you're done, you're still alive. You're still alive, right? And these things are in order for your loved ones. Your loved ones. So when that time does come, it's not chaotic. It's not stressed out. Again, the calls that I get of people who stress out, oh my God. And it's like if people just would have slowed down, if people would have just shifted in their values and their priorities, if people would have just realized that this was something that was going to happen, so why not live responsibly so we can die in order? Why not see that these documents are love letters for our loved ones? But it's not for everybody. But I understand why it's not for everybody, right? Remember Shanice Starry Programming Institute? I understand because it's not a constant conversation. It's not a constant conversation. If it was a constant conversation, they'd be like, oh, girl, please, I already got that in order. Girl, I already got that in order. I've been put that in order. Or I need to call so-and-so to come get that in order. So, Monday in Harlem, inbox me if you are interested. Tag somebody in this. And again, right, we're making the space available, literally within the next 24 hours because so many recent deaths are happening and people getting sick. And mind you, that happens all year long, right? It's just been very like, And so it's like, I don't want to say hopefully, yet possibly these things are triggering us to say, you know what? Maybe these things are triggering us to face our own mortality. Like, let me put my end of life affairs in order before the end of the year. And then maybe that's not you. Maybe you're just like, nah, I'm going to still be willy-nilly with it. We're not here to basically judge you long-term, because I'm not going to front, the judgment does happen. We're not here to judge you long-term as to why you don't think this is important. Yet for the person that's sitting there watching this, like, I was just thinking about this. I was just saying, I need to put my documentation in order. I just went to visit so-and-so in the hospital, and I said, you know what? I got to make sure my living will is in order. Matter of fact, I at least just want to start having a conversation. Maybe I'm not ready to put it in order, but I at least want to start having a conversation. Like, what do I want? What I want? To start at least thinking about it. So again, Monday from 12 to 8 in Harlem, we're making the space available for anyone who's ready to take action, whether it's action thinking and about having a conversation or like you're ready to take out your pen and like, let's get the right. And, I want to make sure that I'm being better today than I was yesterday. I want to enter into the next day saying I did something to assist myself with living responsibly, right? So again, for those that know me, I'm good with just one. I understand the power of one. Oh, yes, I do. So even if it's just one of you who are like, yo, I'm coming through, Shanice, hit me in my inbox. For those of you who are tuning in, tag somebody in this, whether it's someone who possibly just experienced someone transitioning. Maybe it's someone that's already been having the conversation and you're like, yo, we need to come through. It's amazing how we will do like girls' night out to the movies or meet up with the fellas at the cigar bar. But it's like, what about us going to put our affairs together, right? You look like you got it together. How about you really get it together? I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying that's part of our whole brand, right? You look like you got it together. How about you really have it together? So I'm just saying, make it an outing. Grab up two of your besties and make it an outing. Better yet, here's one. Grab up your family members. The ones where something was to happen, or not if, because death is not an if situation, that when something happens, that you would get the phone call. That grab those people where when something pops off, when they transition, that you would get the phone call. Or that when you transition, they would get the phone call. Yep, there we go. There we go. There are some action steps. Call those people up and say, look, Monday I got some place for us to be. It's, you know, when people won't be getting together for this time known as Thanksgiving, family time, and eating the turkey and stuff, and they're not going to even have that conversation. They're not even going to have that conversation, and they're right there with their family members, the same people that they would be eating with at the repast. But they're not being proactive enough to have the conversation. So I know I do what I do, right? Because I understand that these are conversations that are happening on a regular basis. And we wonder why people don't have their affairs in order, because we're not having the conversations, triggering the thought, changing the narrative, and then basically that leading to us wanting to take action, right? So I'm just saying, I'm just encouraging you. Brother Daryl, I'll inbox you with the address. Absolutely. So I'm just encouraging you. The same people you probably doing it up with right now, Saturday night, like, invite them. Invite them. Invite them. And again, so whether it's you just want to have the conversation, or whether you're like, no, I want to start putting this stuff in order, or whether you're like, I just want somebody to vibe with this about Shanice, because nobody else in my family wants to talk about this stuff. You know, I had one brother I was assisting. He was like, sis, my daughter doesn't even want to talk about it. And mind you, that's his healthcare proxy. If she don't even want to have the conversation, that's not a good situation. So, again, I'm smiling, beautiful people, because having these affairs in order is about life. It's not about death. When you transition, you're gone. Yeah, how do you want your people to be living? How do you want them to be living when you're gone? Do you want them stressed out? Chaos? How do you want them? Then let's be proactive and do what we can do to make it a simple transition for them. Paperwork wise. I'm not talking about emotional. I'm talking about paperwork wise. You know what I'm saying, beautiful people? So again, as I mentioned, may other people's experiences trigger us and what we should possibly be checking in on, you know, our own self-analysis and self-inspection. Like, I'm going to use that situation to trigger me to have a conversation with my loved ones about where's the paperwork. All right, you got it in order, but where is it? So again, Monday, this up and coming Monday, I don't know what the date is. I don't rock with, you know, really dates and calendars. But this Monday, the day after tomorrow, in Harlem, from 12 noon to 8 p.m., right? But you got to let me know you coming, right? So we can make sure, like, we expecting you, right? And just come through. Come through, have the conversation, bring a cup of tea, bring some crumpets, and like, yo, Shanice, I just want to have this conversation. Like, I don't even know if I believe in life support. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I got enough medical coverage to cover me if I was on life support. But just having a conversation, like, who's gonna make these choices for you, right? Like I mentioned in the live a minute ago, I gotta make an edit to my own paperwork regarding some things which I was triggered by somebody else's conversation. You know, if you're a parent and you have children under the age of 18, you may not even be thinking about, who would I even want to be the guardian of my child if I didn't make it until to their 18th birthday? You may not even be thinking about that. And we're making sure it's a beautiful and jovial and a yes, high five. You're living responsibly. You rock energy, so that it's not about tears and not about being sad. And it's amazing the people that want to put that stuff in order when they're sad and when they're crying. No, baby, put it in order when you at the top of your game, when you on point, because you're thinking clear. I just saying. So that's what's happening. So again, we normally do will parties on a regular basis, but again, in light of a lot of things that's been happening within my own association, I'm like, we got to do something immediately because many people are not going to be proactive enough to do it themselves. So here we are, the triggers. Here we are making the space available. Right now, tag somebody in this live. Tag your bestie. Tag your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your children who have children. Tag them and say, this is where we're going through on Monday. Matter of fact, we're going to have lunch there. We're going to have lunch there. We're going to eat our lunch and have a conversation regarding us having our affairs in order, having this dialogue. Before the end of the year, we're going to have our end of life affairs in order, beautiful people. Like, we don't want to be a statistics. It's said that 7 out of 10 people do not have a will in place. And in the minority community, it said that 9 out of 10 don't have one in place. Yet death is a part of all of our equations. Death is in all of our cards. The physical death is in all of our cards. So shout out to those of you who are looking to live responsibly so you can die in order. Remember, these things are love letters to our loved ones and makes the transition a little bit easier. Again, paperwork wise. I'm not talking about them. Actually, I am also talking about emotional wise. Because if you've ever basically gone through the transition of someone and things not being in order and how angry it can make you or stressed out it can make you, actually it does mess with your emotions. So yeah, we're talking about paperwork wise and emotional. Absolutely. So those that can hear, let them hear. Those that can see, let them see. And we look forward to seeing you on Monday. Again, hit my inbox or even comment down below like, yo, sis, inbox me the address. I'm coming through. I don't know what time, but I'm coming through. I want to have the conversation. I want to put my stuff in order. We welcome you. We welcome you because we here changing the narrative and we changing the numbers, beautiful people, because it matters. Wills matter. Living wills matter. And if we got time to turn up on the weekend, if we got time to go to work, we got time to do all these things, we got time to show up to put our affairs in order. Yet I understand if you ain't doing it yet because it may not be the constant conversation in your association. We welcome you to our association. We welcome you with open arms, beautiful people, because we understand the domino effect it can have on the entire community when someone doesn't have their affairs in order. We understand the domino effect it can have on the entire church or the mosque, the family, when one person doesn't have their affairs in order. This ain't theory. It ain't sales tactics. It's life. And if no one told you yet, we're not making it out of here alive. It's part of the equation, beautiful people. With that knowing, what are we going to do? How are we going to live? Where are our values? Where are our priorities? I'm not here to tell you what your values are. I'm just here to have this conversation for you to self-inspect and reflect on what your priorities are. But I'm not here to tell you what they are. All right. Let me just see some comments. Again, peace, Brother Kende. It is a great day to be alive, Reggie Brown. Dara, as I mentioned, I will send you the info. I'm just reading this. So this is for Will's Healthier Proxies Living. Yes, Brother Milchu. Absolutely. Brother Milchu, will do. Liz, have one on PA, sis, again. Liz, if you're still on, are you asking me to have a will party in Pennsylvania? Is that what you're asking for me to do, to have a will party in Pennsylvania? And inbox me, Liz, with that answer, because I know this is sometimes on delay. All right, y'all. Blessings to those of you who joined in live. Blessings to those of you who are catching a repeat. Again, I know this is not the usual conversation. I possibly should have titled this Nikki B and Cardi B, Nicki Me. I'm not even caught up in that, but I should have titled it that, right? Or I should have titled it, look what my man did to me. I should have titled it some gossipy, petty shit, right? Then maybe some more people would have tuned in. But that just means it wasn't for that person just yet in their journey anyway. Shout out to those of you who are living responsibly and dying in order. Shout out to you who care enough about your families and where your values and priorities are there. Yeah, I want to edit that because I don't want to say that people don't care about their families when they don't put it in order. Disregard that. That was the other programming that came out my mouth. I didn't mean that, because I do believe that we care about our families. It's just that we're not programmed to see these things as important or triggered enough to actually take action. So shout out to those of you who are triggered enough, to put these things in action and where you see the value in it, right? When you understand that we're not promising next second, we're not promising next second Forget the next day. Forget Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all these other things we preparing for. We're preparing for all that. But we're not preparing for the inevitable, called death. All right, Liz. Well, we can chat about that in the inbox as far as bringing one to Pennsylvania. I'm actually in PA right now, so we could actually chop it up about that. You know, I'm all for it. Matter of fact, anybody on this live, you like, yo, Shanice, I need you to come. You know, I have one sister girl. Shout out to sister girl Crystal. She's like, yeah, I definitely want you to come over to my house. I'm like, bet. I do family dinners. I come over to families when they're having dinner, and I have this conversation. So if you're listening to this live and you're like, Shanice, come through. Come through. Fine. Let them know. Community activist Shanice Starr. Look me up. ShaniceStarr.com. Been doing this for over a decade. Have me come through. You got a community event. You know, you are not for profit. You know, you PTA, principal. Anywhere where there are humans. Anywhere there are humans. Give me a call. I'm more than willing to have the conversation because I know that basically it's not the usual, yet it's necessary, beautiful people. Or not. Maybe you could care less about what your family goes through when you transition. I don't know. But for those who do care, and because I care, I don't care about how people care about what I'm saying. Right? I'm going to be the thorn all up in your ass. Because as I say, because I care, I don't care how you feel about me being a thorn in your ass, right? Somebody got to do it. When was the last time somebody called you and said, yo, homegirl, your affairs in order, boo? When was the last time your sister girl, your bestie, your mother, your sister, your brother said, where's your paperwork at? Just real quick, where is your paperwork? So that when something happens, not if, because death is not an if equation as I know it right now. It's guaranteed. When was the last time you got that phone call? That's why I don't mind being the thorn. Because you don't have too many thorns in your life. That's why I don't mind being a thorn. I've seen, experienced, heard. Again, I've been doing will parties for 10 years. And the stories I have heard, the people crying that I have seen. That's why I do what I do, beautiful people. To help eliminate the amount of those stories. And if I can play a role in that, if I can play a part in that, my gosh, golly, I'm going to play that part. I'm going to play that part and I'm going to play it well. Because there's not enough people applying for that part. There's not enough people showing up for that role. Here I am. So again, this Monday, 12 to 8, for those who are looking to live responsibly at this point in their lives, come through. We'd love to see you. Whether it's to actually physically start or you just want to start to have the conversation. Bring your tea, bring your crumpets, bring your coffee, whatever it is that you're drinking, and let's vibe. It's the being known as Shanice Starr officially chiming out. Peace, love, and light.